Hi, good afternoon. My name is Daniel Nwoke, and I'll be doing a pitch plan on gun violence in Chicago. Chicago is a city where gun violence is concentrated in a small number of neighborhoods that have been surveilled, locked up, and otherwise left out of economic, political, and social education investment. And to effectively address the issue of gun violence in Chicago, I believe that a multidisciplinary team is essential. And this is what I believe will be my approach and who I would need on my team and how I will approach this. Firstly, I would need community organizers because key stakeholders from the affected communities, including grassroots organizations, activists, and faith-based leaders, would be involved in my proposal, and their insights and connection will help me build trust and create dialogue and implement community-led interventions. Then on law enforcement agencies, I'm going to look to collaborate with local police departments, including street level officers and leadership, to establish open lines of communications and gather crime data and coordinate targeted enforcement efforts. Then on city officials and policymakers, I would involve them because involving representatives from relevant city departments like public health, department, education, social services, and urban development to help me coordinate efforts and identify funding opportunities and also implement long-term policies addressing the underlying socioeconomic factors that contribute to gun violence. Mental health professionals, I'll be working with mental health experts who are specialized in trauma-informed care so that I can design and implement interventions programs that will target individuals who are affected by gun violence, including victims, perpetrators, and their families as well. And on education professionals, I'll be engaging teachers, school administrators, and counselors to incorporate gun violence prevention programs into their curriculum, create a safe school environment, and address the root causes of violence among youth through education and mentorship. And data analyst, I will utilize data analysis and research to conduct a comprehensive assessment of gun violence prevalence, the demographics that is most affected, and the patterns being used. This will help, they can help me identify high risk areas, track the effectiveness of my intervention program, and inform me on evidence based decision making. And on nonprofit organizations, I'll be partnering with local or national nonprofits who are focused on violence prevention, youth development, and employment readiness, and as well as community empowerment. And these organizations will help me provide resources, expertise, and existing programs on their guidance to further support my initiatives. And on my approach, effectively combating gun violence in Chicago is going to, like I said, going to be a multifaceted approach, and I'll be involving community engagement and outreach. I'll be approaching it through community engagement and outreach. And here, I noticed that in Chicago, we have about 13,000 police officers in Chicago, but only 250 street outreach workers across the entire city. And this is data from the Gun Crime Lab in Chicago. And I'll be approaching this by first trying to go out to the community to build trust and open dialogue with affected communities. This would mean me involving residents in decision-making process. We'll be holding town hall meetings, listening sessions, and establishing community-led panels that would address local concerns. And I'll be looking to foster community-based intervention programs and establish evidence-based community intervention programs. And one program that I really like so much is the Cure Violence model, which is an already existing gun violence prevention program in Chicago. And I can learn from them to reduce gun violence by offering support and alternatives to individuals who are at risk of getting involved in firearm-related activities. And this program will help to mediate conflicts, provide counseling services, and also facilitate job placement and education opportunities for at-risk youths. And I'll look to collaborate with stakeholders to share their perspectives, identify their shared goals and understand the root causes that are contributing to gun violence. And this collective approach with these stakeholders will foster an inclusive decision making and ensure comprehensive solutions. and it will help me strengthen gun measures when I partner with stakeholders and involve them, because it's essential to implement stricter gun control laws and ensure their effective enforcement. This will include closing the gun show loophole. We'll be looking to conduct background checks for all gun buyers, banning high capacity magazines and military style assault weapons, collaborating with federal agencies to combat gun trafficking, and enforcing harsher penalties for illegal possessions or use of firearms, which will help me address this issue. And I'll be looking to address the socioeconomic factors, because breaking the cycle of gun violence requires addressing the socioeconomic factors that contribute to gun violence. Targeted investment is what I'm going to look at in education, job creation, affordable housing, and mental health services within marginalized communities. This will help me provide alternatives to criminal activities. And federal and local government should collaborate to eliminate structural inequalities. So my approach will be to collaborate with the federal government and the local government and the municipality as well, so that I can ensure equal opportunities for all, which will reduce the desperation and hopelessness that often lead to gun violence. We'll be looking to deploy resources such as increased police presence, violence interrupters, or outreach teams in the areas that are most affected. And I'll be looking to approach it on the side of the law, which is implementing law enforcement reforms by enhancing trust and accountability between the law enforcement agencies and community members around me, which is essential, I believe, in addressing gun violence. And this would offer active engagement with residents so we can build relationship and address concerns. This will foster also collaboration and improve intelligence gathering on potential gun-related crimes. Moreover, training law enforcement personnel on the escalation too would be another major approach. Then I'll look to have a holistic approach by strengthening mental health and education programs, because a comprehensive approach to addressing gun violence should include educational programs that promote conflict resolution, teach responsible firearm ownership, and increase awareness of consequences of gun violence. When I integrate these programs into school curriculums, this is going to help me foster an environment of empathy, respect, and peaceful conflict resolution. And additionally, educational initiative is going to emphasize the importance of reporting illegal firearms, which will play a role in combating gun trafficking in Chicago. And thank you, and I appreciate you.